Yes, yes. Coffee Conversations with Greg J is on. Good morning. On the road again. That's what's going on in our world. We're on the road up here in Las Vegas, attending the National Association of Broadcasters Conference, the world's largest broadcasting convention. We're here. This is the place where we have culturally relevant conversations over our cup of coffee, casual but compelling, global, culturally relevant, always talking about things to inspire and inform you. Please, if you're looking at this on our YouTube page, certainly like and subscribe. That helps our algorithms, gets our vibe up. We're trying to grow this thing. You know, it's a real excellent time as you all are consuming more and more digital media. We're just trying to be culturally relevant and in place just for you. Lots going on in the news today. Elon Musk bought Twitter, $44 billion. You know, a lot of people commenting on that. We'll have to have a show on that, get some of our crypto experts on, because I think there is a strategy afoot, you know, because Twitter seems to be the main communications place for people involved in the crypto space. And, you know, when he got on Saturday Night Live and everybody was in anticipation of what he was going to say about that Dogecoin, and it was really, really high. And he got on Saturday Night Live and dissed it, and it tanked. Well, not tanked, it just went low. I think he's trying to manipulate the market and do some control in that crypto space. But that's another story, another day. Yes, yes, yes. You know, we've been talking about that creative economy. You know, we always like to reach out to, you know, we've reached out to people in performing arts all over the globe, right? And we've been promoting that as we are in this state of recovery, right? That the arts are just essential. It's an essential service. So we'd like to encourage our audience to, wherever you are, man, just let your politicians know that they need to include the arts in schools. They need to make sure funding is in place to support our performing arts organizations. You know, arts and culture is the epicenter, you know, for our good feeling. And I only bring that up right now because we have, you know, I was just thinking this morning, it's like, man, I've been watching this woman for a very long time, and on TV, on different movies and everything, you know, and I really had not gained the opportunity to like dig into her background and everything. And now today is a great time. Have y'all been watching this series on Showtime, First Lady? Right? They're chronicling, I suppose, the perspectives of three first ladies of the United States of America: Michelle Obama, Eleanor Roosevelt, and Betty Ford. And it's really fascinating to me, right? It's just really good. And we'll dig into that a little bit more in just a second. Why? Because we have the Emmy-nominated, you know, superstar. Hair is fierce, yo. Okay, you know, sister girl got it going on. She's a great, 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 ladies and gentlemen, Regina Taylor.
Hi there.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yes, yes. You know, I got to tell you, I watched The Unit. I love The Unit. I still watch the old reruns, you know, but it reminds me, I grew up in a military family, right? And the role that you play there reminds me a lot of my mother. My father was a seagoing sailor. All of his boys were seagoing sailors and everything. And when they would go overseas, the women my mom was your character, the one that kept all the women together, and when they were having their emotions and all of that, she was that one. I remember that. It's so good. Now, all right, let's get into it. First of all, let's just talk about people that are looking at you now. They go, "Oh, I know her." Tell us your background.
I'm from Dallas, Texas, born and raised south of the Trinity River, West Dallas Projects, single mother, and I'm been honored. Just recently, I graduated from LG Pinkston in Dallas, Texas, high school, and just recently they rebuilt the school, and the fine arts part of the school is being renamed after me. So I was just floored by that, very moved by that. My mother's passed now, but had to have a conversation with her about that the other day, thinking about walking every day through the West Dallas projects to this school.
Wow.
And her hopes and dreams for me at that time. And certainly I couldn't have dreamt something like this at that time. So,
wow. Isn't that interesting? We speak a lot about, you may have heard on the intro there, we speak a lot about the creative economy here and really all about supporting arts and culture. I'm on the board of the Arts Council for Long Beach here in California. And we, after a long broadcast career and to, start my business and become on the Arts Council, I'm going to the symphony, the opera, every musical and play that's going on, and advocating for funding in support of these programs. And now, as a professional, influential actor, what do you feel? How do we support programs that reaches back to those youth that are at LG Pinkston who might come up? Who's the next Regina Taylor? How do we support that person?
It is in Dallas. I'm a member of TACA board, raises money for the arts across Dallas, Texas, and it is very important to fund institutions. It's important to fund individual artists. It's important to fund community centers. That's where I grew up. I know my mother loved everything about the arts. And when I was a child, we went to the museums, we went to the orchestras, we went to, there is Ann Williams, who has this renowned dance, Dallas Black Dance studio here, company here that is world renowned. There is Curtis King, has a center here for the arts that I started out in. There's Irma P. Hall, who did classes in community centers in terms of writing. That's where I started out. So my mother sought everything that mainly that was free, that we could afford, and so the the vision of the city, foundations, organizations, individuals, the vision of providing programs that are free, either that you witness, you watch, or teaching artists that are in communities to young minds to know that creativity is a way, it is a survival tool. You can create, imagine worlds, your worlds. That's necessary. And it's not just about dreaming. It does start with a dream. It is about planning. It is about strategizing, organizing, navigating, and doing the hard work of it. That's what you learn. And certainly that's what I learned. And I was privileged to have my mom introduce me to all of these organizations with these outlets.
We mentioned your role in the unit, and now you're playing Marian Robinson,
Yes.
Michelle Obama's mother. Yeah, I have. There's only been 2 episodes, right? But already that they showed. But I by this presentation. I mean, it really does give you a perspective, right?
Mm.
Um, and when you say you need me, that's cold blooded right there, boy. That's a really good. Now, what's that role mean to you?
It is very humbling.
Yeah.
One, I admire her so much. I remember being introduced to her as the family stepped into the White House. And I went, whoa, yes, absolutely. Michelle Obama is bringing her mother, and it makes absolute sense to bring that. Because she always talks about how her mother is, and parents are her source of strength, who she is today. So to continue that, bringing that foundation to the White House, bringing that source, bringing that legacy, bringing that which will hold it down as you go through who knows what in this new arena called being the president's family, the president's family on this world stage, that she brought that foundational source that continues and keeping it solid for her children as well.
Who did the casting on this show? Because every character is like
Oh,
spot on, right? You know,
yes, the casting
I
director.
look at you, I look at the history book. I'm like, oh, that's Marion.
It is. I am again just amazed to be in the company of such great actors. That and it is Miss Viola Davis, who is the executive producer of this. Uh, that she spearheaded this. And bringing together all of these amazing talents. Yes, I believe it's Sarah Finn, who is the casting director of this piece. But to be so galvanizing to bring all of these people together, I think is pretty amazing. Oh,
There I am. All right.
there you are. I lost you for a minute.
Yes. Oh man, technology sometimes. Yikes. Okay. All right. We were talking about. I think the last word I heard was Seraphim.
Oh, a casting director.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You know, it's is so. The story is so profound. I mean, when in the first episode, when Michelle, if y'all haven't, checked it out yet, I'll probably go make a spoiler, but it's okay. When she walks into the White House for the first time, and it's really, really profound how she is taken aback by the
A
brothers, the
picture.
sisters, that are
Yes.
the help, and so she speaks to like
Yes.
everybody, and then the picture, the
Yes.
painting. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
And you have all of these African American people who have, some have seen many presidents come and go. And there they are standing proud to see this African American, first African American family take their place here. It was very moving.
Very.
And then for her to see, note the artwork on the wall.
Mhm.
And again, uh, how we are seen or not seen,
Mhm.
even in the pictures, is very, I think, makes a great statement in terms of what we'll see moving
Mhm.
forward with
Mhm.
the Obamas in the White House.
Mhm.
Different
Mhm.
way of being African Americans in
Yeah.
these spaces.
And then to show how powerful Michelle Obama is, you don't really think about it, but this is a woman who put her career to the side so our guy could run. That's, you don't look at it like that. And you don't look at, this is a woman who, when they hit the street, she's looking to see who might jump out them, and cause them harm, and that fear is very, very real. We were all talking about that while the Obamas ascended into the White House. It's like, oh man, are they in danger? Those types of things going on. But, uh, you
Yes,
know,
history.
hmm
History. I
hmm
remember Inauguration Day, and they were walking beside the car
yeah, wow, isn't that something?
and thinking, oh Lord, keep them safe.
It's really, really. Now, okay, how long is the series? Let me just ask you that,
10
because
episodes.
10 episodes. Okay,
Yeah,
because
we're
I'm
still
I'm kind
in
of
as of this past Sunday.
I'm kind of mad because I can't binge it, because I'm like looking for, okay, what's the next one? What's the next one? I gotta wait a week. Really something. What's the biggest now? Okay, here we are in a state of recovery, right? In the movie industry, in
Mhm.
your perspective, what's the biggest challenge facing movie sets and Black actors right now
Mm.
as we come back?
As we come back, I think well, we're in a really astounding period in terms of the arts in this country, and African American voices,
Mhm.
uh, the diversity that is exploding on every scene, whether that's with TV, film, theater, uh, novels. Uh, there's so many platforms, your platform, that uh, gives ownership, space, and audience. So you can circumnavigate some gatekeepers that have held some people back, have held some people voiceless. We can grab hold to. We can make our own films with our cell phones,
Mhm.
uh, and connect with an audience.
Wow.
That's empowering. This is an amazing period, and we
Mhm.
want to keep that moving forward.
Mhm.
And it's people like you that give artists support, space for their voices to generate those audiences.
Thank you so much. We're doing the best that we can, telling our own stories. That's what we want to do, lift it up from a global perspective. Ernie
That's right.
Singleton's out there. Ernie Singleton, a history maker in the Black music area, former president of MCA Records back in the day, saying that you're an incredibly talented and gifted. Thanks for this discussion. Ernie, I got to tell you, I don't work at KHLH anymore, but I'll send you another email, and I think I'm in your area in Las Vegas, somewhere around here. But yes, very much so, talented, talented, talented. Would you say that you are? Um, I don't have another word. Underrated,
I don't know what that means.
right? Okay,
I
so
don't
like,
know. I work all the time. I
okay,
I am again very blessed with doing really great projects,
yeah.
such as this, the First Ladies, uh, and I write, I act, I direct different mediums. I teach. I enjoy very much mentoring young people. I have a very full, creative, lovely life. I have no complaints.
That's right. All right. She said, "Well, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm busy over here." Good. Great, great, great. It's just like you. We have so many actors, and then uh, you always hear about. You hear certain names all the time in the media, in the media. You're right there, just working along very, very hard, a journey person, if you will, making it happen. How many? I saw Emmy nominated. How many Emmys?
Oh, I was nominated twice
Mm,
for the Emmys, yes, and received a Golden Globe and
mhm.
uh, several uh, NAACP awards.
Favorite actor right now?
My favorite actor?
Uh-huh.
Oh, oh, I had the best time working with Miss Viola, and I've known her for a long time. It was the first time we got to work together as actors. When she was first starting out, she was in a reading of a play of mine, and that's when I think, first struck it off. Certainly, Mr. Sidney Poitier.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, we did a film, A Good Day to Die, a
Mm-hmm.
Western. And I always wanted to do a Western. And then I got to do it with Mr. Sidney Poitier. And he became a very good friend and mentor. I love working with Mr. Denzel Washington in Courage Under Fire, Mr. Samuel L. Jackson in The Negotiator.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I it's a whole bunch of people that I really love
Yeah.
and have had the opportunity to work with.
Yeah, we pride ourselves on being global, and we always are about the work of building bridges of music, arts, and culture with Africa and African
Mhm.
America, and
Yeah.
that is centered in arts. We've had our good friend Tony Simmons Henson on here a couple of times, and we've met together over in Ghana, West Africa, and she hooked it up where we were with the National Theater of Ghana and their
Mm.
equivalent to the Screen Actors Guild and all of this, and we were having a global arts conference. And I don't know if you know Tony, but she's the executive director of the Atlanta Black Theater Festival.
Yes, I know her.
Mm-hmm.
We actually worked together on a project that she supported called the Black Album Mixtape. And it was a platform that I started with Southern Methodist University here in Dallas. So that, one, I created a play for its African American students. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
called Resistance 2020. So it was during that pandemic when we were talking about how do we continue to educate, teach, how do we continue to create, share, work during this shutdown. So I created a program, the Black Album Mixtape. Um, a play that was rehearsed, presented online for African American students at SMU, uh, featuring their talents and voices. And then I went on to do this initiative for artists, for teachers, for lawyers, for anyone who needed to say something. And we do need to speak right now on the issues of the day that affects us right now and generations to come. So I created this platform for people to create, whether these are conversations, whether these are dances, whether this is music, whether this is a doctor talking about the shifts in practice during COVID,
Mm-hmm.
um, to give that platform to people was the Black Album Mixtape for everyone across the board. And we ventured beyond Dallas into several cities and countries. So I'm continuing that with the Highlander Center. The Highlander Center, it's a social justice center that everybody went through, including Martin Luther King to today's Black Lives Matter.
Mm-hmm.
And they also support social justice and the arts. So I'm working with them now on a piece that will be presented about Fannie Lou Hamer.
Mm-hmm. What's the biggest obstacle to, we're hearing the slogan, tell our own stories. Me, that's just a mantra for us. But what's the biggest obstacle for us to tell our own stories? Because others tell our stories is not quite right?
Mhm.
Or they reach to the underbelly of culture, put that up front as opposed to our really a real positive message. What's the biggest obstacle to telling our own stories?
Yes, it is the belief that we can, that we have the tools. And again, it is what's happening right now that we do have these tools. We have these connectors uh, um, bridging what we create to people who will witness and support it. We can do that right now. And it is about the support, uh, um, the support of that, whether that's individuals giving support online, whether that's monetary support, whether that's we can do exactly that right now. That's what's so exciting.
Mhm.
I think it's also in who's watching and who is supporting through criticism, their words. Um, who do you need to see today? you know,
Mhm.
uh,
Mhm.
uh, uh, it is the banging of the drums,
Mhm.
uh, letting community tribes know everywhere that we need to lend our gaze, give our um, ourselves to the witnessing and support of various artists. I look forward to talking with you again because I want to know what you're doing in terms of the diaspora and
Yes.
how we connect together through the arts.
You got a deal. I'm all about it. Yes, yes. Having so much fun doing that. Lots of friends over there on the continent. And it's, oh my goodness, it's so
Mm.
essential that we have this linkage. Very, very essential. I,
Mm.
I
Oh,
have,
oh, oh, yes. And I want to say, yes, in the mainstream, we are exploding. We are quite
right,
popular, aren't we?
right.
It is, we've seen this before, this
Mhm.
cycle,
Mhm.
whether it's now, whether that was the civil rights period, whether that's the Harlem Renaissance period, we've had these moments of these voices exploding into mainstream. But what keeps us solid, foundational, is that foundation, is that grassroots, is that uh, we are supporting each other.
Mhm.
There'll always be those who are um, chosen to cross over, as it were.
For sure.
There's a whole wealth legacy of artists and artists to come. uh, how do we keep um, keep that vine, keep that underground? It's not underground. Keep that main line
Right.
of support that is for us and by us.
Mhm. Mhm. You mentioned Viola Davis a couple of times. I'm just in my mind trying to formulate this question because I don't want to be all cliched, but what is it like to? Because Viola Davis is sisters. I mean, you are incredible. You are incredible. You know, I'm just saying, Viola Davis is like,
Yes,
wow.
yes, yes, and absolutely.
Yes, yes. What's it like to work with her? And then you said you know her, it's your friend and everything. What's she like?
Oh, she's absolutely wonderful.
Mhm.
We know she's wonderful, don't we?
Yes, we do.
She's a brilliant actress.
Mhm.
And so uh, I loved every moment of our playing together with these roles, to finding then with an actress who will go there and you find all the juicy in between of
Mhm.
it as well as.
Well, I gotta tell you, it's crazy scary that her role was. I mean, she's Michelle Obama. I mean, she. It's scary. Her voice. I actually when I first started, watching it, I'm literally listening. Like, is that really her speaking? Because
Mm.
she's got the tone of Michelle Obama's voice. She's got the mannerism. She's got it down. I'm looking at her like this is uncanny.
What you have is a seasoned, honed beast.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
She is. Uh, she has proven herself over and
Yes.
over again in all of these uh, varied roles.
Mhm.
She's proven her mettle, her fire, her
Mhm.
intelligence, her um, Yeah, her greatness.
Wow, that's really really good. Well, I think y'all need to get. I'm already. Let me vote already for the awards. It was really great. Now let me ask you this: the profoundness of the series that you're in. Okay, so you're with Viola Davis. We talked about the perspectives through her character. Of her entering the White House the first time and all of that. But the other first ladies, Betty Ford. Eleanor Roosevelt. Where did it? Where do they find these stories? I mean, there's some really interesting backstories. Like the last episode Sunday that I watched was where Eleanor is trying to help our man Franklin Roosevelt with his speech.
Mhm.
And she in that day, women were way subjugated. He did that in front of his men, but he still used what she said for him to use in his speech, in his inauguration speech. It was pretty profound. But you look at it, it's like, man, how do they find these stories? And is how true to form is this?
Well, I think with everything that is art, it takes from what is biographical, what has been set down. These
Mm,
are public figures, and people have written about them. There's correspondence, there are people's memories of. Uh, so there is that line, and then there is in that you are not in those rooms
mhm.
um, witnessing uh, what is speculative, what is created.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Here's Karen Brown, PhD. She's looking at us on LinkedIn there. She's asking you, what is your next project? Will you direct? You already said you
Oh,
got so you've been
yeah.
there, done that.
Oh, yes, I just was directing a workshop of a new piece by Finesia Farrell with La Femme Productions
Mhm,
in New York City this past month. I'm working on a new piece, writing wise, for the Old Vic and Audible, as well as working a couple of places here in Dallas, um, working with Kitchen Dog Theater and
mhm,
Echo Theater, one as a writer, one as a curator,
mhm,
uh, and heading back to Chicago to act in a new role for TV.
mhm. Now, is all of your work theatrical, or do you do documentaries? Would you like to do
I would
documentaries?
love to do documentaries. What you got in mind?
Oh, I go. Got a couple. Yes, we'll talk about that a little later. I got a couple of them. Yes, yes.
Okay.
And it's all about telling our own stories, right? And
Yes.
that's
Yes.
there's so many stories now. You know, uh,
Well, I just did a voiceover work for Marian Anderson piece that was on PBS. Uh, Rita Coburn was the creator of that. Had the best time. It's a beautiful piece.
I've always said voiceover work. I've always said about you when I see you on TV. I said, "Ooh, she got a radio voice. You can hold down a air shift." It's good, good. It's so interesting that um, we talk about these documentaries because we just need to. There's so many hidden stories, is what I notice, and
Yes.
I feel like I've been blessed in having a great broadcast career. I worked for Stevie Wonder at his radio station in Los Angeles for almost 25 years. I worked for the great Lee Bailey and Radioscope, always marketing and sales and everything. But what this has done over my career is kept me steeped up to my follicles in Black culture and Blackness and community. And I mean, just all over the country and then concentrated in Los Angeles. But I see stories and stories and stories. And this is we just need to tell it. You know what I mean? It's like, oh wow, how did this get hidden, or how was this perspective skewed?
Mhm.
Dang, we just got to get this. Like you said, there's the tools are available now. For us to do it in an
Yes.
economical way. Yeah, yeah. Okay, all right. I'll get with you on it. Karen Brown is also saying, will you be? What did she say? Will you be directing more projects? And she's saying yes. Always working.
Absolutely, yes.
Favorite movie of all time?
Oh, oh, that's hard. That's a hard one. I love films, so I don't even know where to begin with and bodies of work. Again, honoring people um, like Mr. Sidney Poitier or Cicely Tyson, who I remember growing up, and that was that time when seeing African American faces on the screen was so rare. So if you see somebody on TV, you see Cicely Tyson and Sounder, you're gonna like call up the street. And people would come to your house and press their faces up against the black and white screen of the TV and say, "Wow, that's me. That's me." Uh, in that time where depictions of us was rare, and those depictions that were stellar was even more rare.
So funny. We were just having a conversation about this at home. We watched Sheba Baby with Pam
Mm,
Grier.
mm.
And while it was, I mean, you know what? It was the time,
Oh, I
and
loved all of it. I
it
loved
was
all
heck
of
of funny, right?
it. I loved
Loved it.
all of it. Yes.
Yes, yes.
Cleopatra Jones, all of it.
Right.
Yes. Yes.
Right. I'm here for that.
Curtis
It's so
Mayfield, loved him. I bought
yes.
all his albums off of the films.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. I mean, we were looking at the soundtrack for that film. It was
Mm.
Barbara Mason was singing all the songs. She's the
Oh,
one to say, uh, "Are you ready to learn?" That was her song. That was so funny. Good stuff. Progress has been made though from then to now. You know,
yes.
what do you think is you know what stands out when you look at the history of black cinema from those days to now? What has brought us thus far?
Well, it goes full circle, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think about Oscar Micheaux. Again, he did it himself. He wrote it, directed it, produced it, and circulated, distributed it himself. Found that audience, driving from city to city, and here we are again with those possibilities with great artists who have the abilities and the access, knowing that there is this access.
Mhm.
That's where we are right now in terms of creating our own work um,
Mhm.
and having our perspectives be there and solid.
All right, I gotta go here.
Mhm.
What's your thoughts on the slap?
I'm sorry.
What's your thoughts on the slap?
Oh, um, I think that we have great a history legacy of great grace in this business,
Mhm.
and we continue.
Mhm. 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 Amen. That's we had Ayuko Babu, the founder of the Pan African Film Festival, here, like a couple days after that episode, and it was a very profound discussion, and I think we did come to the conclusion of what you just said. Right there,
Mhm.
grace. Amen. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. All right. Well, what is your okay, Dallas Mavericks? I'm just gonna switch to basketball. You like Dallas Mavericks?
Okay,
I'm
yeah,
getting ready. I'm getting ready to go.
absolutely.
All right. Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
All
Uh,
right.
we're shifting. Yes,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
love the Mavericks. Yes.
Favorite radio station?
Oh, I love the radio stations.
What's in your iPod player right now?
I don't have an iPod player.
Well, okay. What's your favorite song? You
Oh,
gotta. I
shoot.
know you like music now.
I do love music. I love
Yes.
all music. Mr. Baptiste
Yes.
I'm just loving him so much, playing him all the time. Yes.
All right. Well, let's see. Before we get out of here, I would just let you know where. Let's see. Ernie Singleton is back. He's saying it would be awesome to see someone do a movie today that honors and reflects the life of Maya Angelou.
Mm,
Even the great Diana Washington. Wow. Yes, Ernie, Diana Washington. The
yes.
story needs to be told. Thoughts on that statement? Ooh, Ernie,
I
come on.
agree.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree.
Mhm.
Amazing artist.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay, it's from your heart, somebody might be listening to this and inspired. I'm certainly inspired, and I'm thinking, in the back of my mind, I'm like, man, you do a lot of creative writing. How many hours a day is that, and how do you find your space, right, to data dump and make the pen work? What is your inspiration right this moment to young people or people who are striving to tell stories?
Yes. To open up your mind, spirit, heart,
Hmm.
to know that it is um, part inspiration. The other part is hard work,
Hmm.
devotion, tenacity, and we each have that within us.
Hmm. 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 Wow, that's a very, very great advice. I'm really blown away by your community work. I don't know. I just think of you as Hollywood, right? But you are really, about, like you say, the grassroots and the
Mhm.
community. It's awesome. What's
Absolutely.
what's the inspiration of that?
That comes from my mother
Hmm.
always. The give
Hmm.
back is always
Hmm.
streamed through my mother, who was a teacher, started out as a teacher and
Hmm.
then worked for the Social Security Administration. She was always giving back, and I learned from watching her.
Hmm. Hmm.
Always a continuity within all of my work.
Wow, awesome, awesome. Well, Regina Taylor, thank you so much for sipping coffee with us this morning.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Tell us how we can get a hold of you or keep our eye on your projects and everything, the
Uh,
website, social medias.
yes, yes. From Facebook to all of that.
Okay.
Be Regina Taylor. You can
The
find.
Regina Taylor. Okay, that's what's up. All right. There you go. You guys, there she is. She's fabulous. If you're not seeing it, you might look, just get the Showtime for the free trial. At least just to watch this, and it's a phenomenal series. I have been smitten by this. It just is so profound. That's the word that I have assigned to that particular uh, project. First Ladies on Showtime comes on every Sunday, right?
That's right.
Yeah,
Yes.
every Sunday. There you go. Make it happen. Regina Taylor, she is here. We're going to get with you, Regina, offline to tell you a little bit about how we can link up with the diaspora and other things. I just want to thank you so much for coming on with Coffee Conversations with Greg J. You chose little old me. Oh, isn't that nice? I like that. Any last words you'd like to say to the people?
Oh, thank you so much for this conversation. It has been a joy. It starts my day off right.
Yeah, yes. All right. Hey, we love that. We love that so much. All right. Hang in there. One quick sec, Regina Taylor. Let me just do some housekeeping, and I want to share something with you.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, you all, there we have it. Whoop. We're on the road out here in Las Vegas, Nevada, at the NAB conference, and so there we have it. Still wanted to come to you with Coffee Conversations with Greg J, the fantastic Regina Taylor. You can see us on our Facebook page, Coffee Conversations with Greg J, or we're going to repurpose the audio, put it out there on our podcast network, wherever you get your favorite podcast. That's Spreaker, iHeart, Apple, Google. Just punch it in. Coffee Conversations with Greg J. And then you know about our coffee over there, imported from farmers in Cameroon, West Africa. Kalimba Song Coffee Company.com. All right, y'all. Always remember, love one another, love one another, love one another. Peace and blessings.